What used to be a celebration of Black American culture, the culture that is ours, the culture that we built from the ground up, the culture that Black Americans influenced the world through, has now been co-opted by some African diaspora, Pan-African, whatever.
All of my Black Americans can hit the ICE tip line for all those African braiding shops.
So Black people are at war with Africans on TikTok, and for what I consider the dumbest reasons, a lot of them have decided to start a protest on August 1st. And this protest will manifest in the form of a boycott, that is a boycott of all African businesses, including and especially braiding salons.
Since you Africans still talking shit, we up in the ante now. We ain't doing nothing African. Looking at all them little owners' names when we go to a business going forward. We looking for all them little click-clacks y'all motherfuckers got. Yeah, we looking for all that chewing-you and the doo-doo and the bobo and the moto. Yeah, we looking for those. Yeah, we not shopping nothing African. Nothing at all.
Hi, guys. So listen, I made this post to boycott the African braid shops. And honestly, I didn't expect it to pick up as much momentum as it did, but it did, and I think it's a good thing. And like I said, I don't just talk about it, I bees about it. So, since it's picking up so much momentum, since we are in a paradigm shift, and since we as Black Americans are really sick and tired of being sick and tired of being sick and tired of telling them we are sick and tired of being beat, battered, bullied, and abused by every ethnicity that is not a Black American, I have picked a date. And I say starting August the 1st, for the entire month of August, we boycott African-owned businesses. That includes restaurants, hair salons, braid shops, etc., etc. It's time to show them that our Black American dollar is what runs this damn country. We are no longer tolerating disrespect. We are demanding it. We have been punching bags long enough. No more. So, I say again, August 1st, we're going to start, and for the entire month of August, no support for African businesses from Black America. Now, there are some of you in the comments that are saying, well, if we're going to do this to our own people, to Africans, which, by the way, they're not our own people, they are not Black American, and they don't even want to associate themselves with us, but I digress. If we're going to do this to them, then y'all are saying, well, we should do this to the Asians. We should do this to the Arabs. We should do this to this. I agree. And if you want to do that, start your cause. Shit, again, I bees in the trap. I'm about this life. We can do one ethnicity a month for all I care. Start your cause. Get out my comments. Start your cause, and we'll follow it. That's it. Don't challenge me to do it. I'm doing what I believe in right now. So you do what you believe in right now. This one is August. Pick who you want to do for the month of September. State your case, start your cause, share your video that is motivating this, and rally the troops. I'm all in. But right now, for the month of August, August 1st through August 31st, no support for African businesses. All right? And as I always say, Black American power.
I'm making this video because I wanted to support Shaya's Shelf, who is promoting a protest for August 1st. Complete blackout on African braiding shops, restaurants, and stores, right? I'm absolutely here for this. I'm showing my support because I do this in my everyday life. I do not shop with the Africans. Ain't no African ever braided my hair, put their hands on my head, or none of that, right? I don't do the restaurants. I stopped like years ago. I do not shop with their stores. If I walk into a store and I accidentally realize, oh, not for me, right? So she's encouraging that we do an August 1st protest all through the month of August. I think it should continue throughout for the rest of the year, right? Let them really feel the heat, okay? Because they are confused about who they are, who we are, and what this is all about, right? They're so busy licking boots, they don't seem to want to give us our respect. They need a wake-up call, right? Because clearly they don't understand that the large majority of why you are even in the space that you're in is because of us, and that our dollars are the ones that pay your bills. because we black them out. I want to see how many white people finna support y'all, right? I want to see how many of y'all businesses is really going to be able to stay afloat month after month of black people not supporting you, right? Like, let's really be about it. So in support of Shaya's Shelf, I am even pushing past August, but it starts August 1st, okay? Complete, total blackout on Africans, period, okay? Let them know what time it is.
Now, I have been looking for the reason for this boycott, and I've been able to trace it to 2 reasons. First off is the anger within the black community, apparently emanating from bad experiences which some women have had at African braiding salons. And because of these bad experiences, they have decided to not visit African salons anymore.
I'll tell you one motherfucking thing. I'm never going to the Africans again. First of all, I had to do my own edges. They didn't know how to do no edges. Then look at this. Look at this in the back. Look at this in the back. Y'all see that? Y'all see that? It's not even. This is not what I asked for. Why do it? Please answer my question. Why do they do that? You will show them one picture and then they'll give you something else. Why does that happen? I don't like that. It's 2 different. This one big. This one bigger. Like, what's going on?
I definitely got the money.
So you paid them, you finished?
No, that's not. Is that your policy? Okay. Here goes. Come with me to get my hair braided at this new braiding shop because they played with me last time. We're going to a new place today. Let's check it out. It's going to be very difficult for me to put everything that happened into one video. So if y'all want a part 2, then just let me know. But I went to Massa's Hair Braiding in Dallas, Texas because I did my own little research and my mom had actually been coming here for 5 years. But of course she didn't know that. So I decided to give them a try. There was cameras everywhere. And so I was already kind of concerned because of the environment was just not the safest. But this was my first time getting boho knotless braids and they did pretty good work from what I saw on, the internet. So anyways, when I got there, I had told her that I wanted waist length. I guess that's what she said. I told her, but the whole time we were texting, I told her that I wanted this size. I never told her the length, but I also let her know that I wanted to pay $300. So when it was time for me to pay, she said, "What is this, a deposit?" And I'm like, huh? I immediately was taken aback and I told her, like, hold on, you're not going to talk to me that way. Like I told her, like, you need to pipe down is what I told her because you're not going to talk to me this way. So right here is me just kind of recording my process. I really did not know that it was going to go south, but she was so hostile. Her client became hostile. It was so terrible. My mom and my sister had to come because I felt so threatened by this lady and she kept her door locked. My husband wasn't with me. He was home with our children. So this was just a very scary process. And I think I'm not on here to bash her company. I mean, I really did not like to name drop, but the way that they made me feel was absolutely terrible. I think they did a great job with the hair, but the service was terrible. And I don't think anyone should ever feel that way.
Something, and then
I'm 59. My age ain't got nothing to do with it.
Yeah, but she's older, but you're gonna pay her.
I paid her $50.
$60. That's her price.
She didn't wash my hair.
I told you. Did I tell her we don't wash $60? And then she said yes.
You ought to be ashamed of yourself not washing people's hair and charging $60.
I said not washing.
That's nasty.
I said not washing your hair, but wash your hair somewhere.
That's trifling. Give me my hair.
Okay, bye. Give me my money.
You know what?
Okay.
That's trifling.
Okay.
That's trifling.
Okay, let me close.
Give me my hair.
No,
You're not gonna hold my hair. Give me my hair.
Take your feet up.
No, I'm not. You gonna give me my hair. My man brought me that hair and he gone to out of town to see about his mama that got dementia. And you gonna give me my hair.
Okay, give me my $10.
Give me my hair.
Not $10. You
Give me my hair.
Oh, I came to this braiding store in Newark. What is it called? DD Braiding Salon, whatever the fuck it's called. And then you got this bitch, right? She did my hair, right? She did my hair. And the boho is sticking up. They sticking up. So what she did was she cut it out. So I'm telling her, bro, fuck all that. Just give me a refund. Take the whole hair out and give me a refund. She don't want to do it. I already told her not to cut it out. She already, Didi, listen, I already been here since 3 o'clock. Just give me my money so I can leave. I'm gonna go somewhere else, bro. That's why I should have just from the jump. Just take it out. I don't want it. I don't want it.
Did it? I do not want it. Like, take the hair out. Like, I look real life crazy. Like, take it out. Like, I don't want it. Like, I don't want it. Like, I don't want it. The fact that she cut my hair out and then threw it on the floor and talking about, oh, it's done. Like, it's not done, bro. Just take it out. I just want my money back. I don't want to talk. I don't want to do nothing before I turn this shit the fuck up. Just give me my money back. Just give me my money. I don't care.
Mary's African hair braiding on Kelly between 8 Mile and 7 Mile. I've been going to the same lady for about 10 years. I'm sorry, 9 years. So she recently opened up a larger shop to where it's like maybe 20 braiders, but the customer service was very poor. The shop opens at 8 o'clock. I was there at 7:30 out there in the line. They let us in at 8. The braiders didn't start showing up until 9 o'clock. By this time, it's about 20 of us seated. So only 2 or 3 braiders showed up. And then about another 20-30 minutes, another one braider came in, and they just started coming in periodically all the way up until 11:30, almost 12 o'clock. So they had a list. I was on the list. For some reason, I got skipped over, and I said something about it. But there was a lady about to get her hair done by the lady I was supposed to get my hair done by, because I was ahead of this lady by a whole hour. So I said something to the lady, and she told the lady, go ahead, sit down, don't worry about her, as if I didn't mean anything. So I brought it to the other lady's attention, and she was like, no, you sit here, you get your hair done. I was like, at this point, I just feel like she does not want to do my hair. So I am just going to wait until the next person. So it took about another hour. So at this time, it's about 10:30. I finally get a lady that's doing my hair. For some reason, I don't know if she couldn't get my part right or what was the issue. I just know that another lady came over. They started arguing over my head, and the lady slapped her while she was in my head. Okay? So I got up, I moved, okay? And they started fighting in the middle of the shop, which is, it was crazy. Just very poor customer service. So it took about 30 minutes to get everything calmed down. So I finally get back in the chair with the same lady that got smacked, okay? So I noticed like about, 6 or 7 braids in, she wasn't using any product on my hair, and my hair felt real dry. So I'm like, okay, I don't think my parts are going to be, how I want them. Like, it looked like my 5-year-old daughter did my braids in the back. My parts were not crisp at all. There was no product on my hair. Some of the braids were intertwining with each other. So I'm like, okay. I walked out the bathroom, and there was a customer out there. So I asked her, I was like, what do you think about, my parts in my head? She was like, oh no. She was like, no. So what she told me was, she was like, you want to know what? She's like, I'm back up here today because they played in my mother's hair yesterday, and her parts were terrible. I bring her to the back, and I'm like, Mary, can you just take a look at my hair? What do you think of my hair? She immediately started going off like, no, I'm tired of this lady. She give me a lot of problems, blah, blah, blah. She's fired. I fired her today. So I was like, okay. And she immediately just ran back out to, where all the people were. Cause like I said, we were in the back. And, I guess she fired the lady. I had to wait to get my hair taken down. I did get the full service. The lady that did do my hair, she's done my hair before, and she was really, really sweet. I've never had no issue with her. And even, in the midst of everything that was going on, she was really sweet to me. So I have no issue with her. It's Mary that I have the issue with. I guess the lady, she owns the place. So when it came time to pay, I asked Mary, I said, what time is it? It's 6:15. I just left about 15 minutes ago. I've been there since 8 this morning till 6 o'clock. I haven't had nothing to eat, nothing to drink. I'm tired. You can look at my eyes and tell. So I was like, Mary, can we go in the back and talk? Cause I want to, kind of discuss the price. I'm like, it was a lot going on today. And I'm like, it took way longer than expected. Like, I've been here for a whole shift plus some. So she just went out like how she went off earlier when I, talked to her about the braids in the back. She just went off on me like, you gonna pay me my money, start going off on me. I'm like, you know what, Mary? I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna pay you your money, but you want to know what, I'm never coming back. And I'm like, you don't even realize how many customers you lost just based off of the things that happened today.
So many women I talked to in there said, like, I'm never coming back here. Some women even said, like, they don't even want to get their hair braided no more because of this experience.
Some of these videos lack context, and it's difficult to make judgments of who is right or wrong in these scenarios. However, I will not dispute the fact that some of these women may have truly suffered bad experiences. I will not dispute that. But the question still remains, was this drastic decision of boycotting African businesses strictly based on these distasteful experiences at braiding shops, or is there something more to it? Because I've seen African American women calling out other African American braiders for not doing their hair properly, cancelling appointments at the last minute, charging exorbitant fees, and so on. And it makes me wonder, why is there so much hate towards Africans? I mean, the level of hate a lot of Black Americans have towards Africans is pathetic to see. There are literally TikTok pages owned by Black Americans dedicated to speaking ill of Africans and trying to decimate their reputation. And you're telling me that all of this is just because some women left some bad reviews about some African braiding shops?
And you know what I'm going to say what don't nobody want to say? We don't eat African food like that. African food ain't good. Black people eat Jamaican food. Hell, we'll eat Indian food, Chinese food before we go buy African food. Africans had to eat out of necessity. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have spices and stuff like that over there. And they've become accustomed to eating the way they've been eating. They never changed the fufu, nasty as hell. Y'all don't know how to put no seasoning, no salt, pepper, put some butter over the damn fufu. Y'all food is too bland. And y'all tried to compare it with jambalaya and gumbo, Creole, New Orleans. Oh no, y'all need to cut that one out. And people just need to be real. Because you come over here in this country, you don't see no long lines of people in the African restaurant. You see them in everybody else's restaurant except the African restaurant. You see them in the Jamaican restaurant. Any type of Caribbean restaurant. Like I said, Jamaican restaurant, Indian restaurant, Mediterranean restaurant. But African food is not good. So quit trying to compare with anything else. That jollof rice nasty as hell. Y'all need to put some... And I'm going to double down on it. Jollof rice is dry. That's one of the reasons it's dry. I've been in the company of Africans that do stuff like fried fish with the head on it and the bones still in it. And chewing on the bones. Talking about y'all scared of bones? Hell yeah. Don't nobody want to choke. Or a boiled egg in the middle of rice. What's a boiled egg doing in the middle of rice? Like, they just put food together. It don't even sound good together. They just put it together. Like I said, eating out of necessity. And even though financially you have come up, you have not stopped eating the same way. And don't nobody want that. Yes, you do have some spices, but African spices, but it don't compare to soul food, southern cooking spices.
You know, after reading a lot of comments about that boycott, it's been brought to my attention that a lot of these African hair braiding shops are doing some human and a lot of immigration fraud is going on. So I'm gonna just leave this information right here so all of my Black Americans can hit the ICE tip line for all those African braiding shops. Yeah, those sweatshops that they like to work in. Let me move my head out the way. Yeah, I'll be calling on Monday about all the local African braiding shops in my area. Thank you. Thank you, guys. See, at first we just didn't want to give you money, but like now we just want you to go back home.
And you know what I'm going to say what don't nobody want to say? We don't eat African food like that. African food ain't good. Black people eat Jamaican food. Hell, we'll eat Indian food, Chinese food before we go buy African food. Africans had to eat out of necessity. And you know what I'm going to say what don't nobody want to say? We don't eat African food like that. African food ain't good. Black people eat Jamaican food. Hell, we'll eat Indian food, Chinese food before we go buy African food. Africans had to eat out of necessity. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have spices and stuff like that over there.
Africans are simply only doing it to Africans or African businesses just because they're African and just because they're immigrants. And then y'all like to frame it as if it's xenophobia.
Oh, okay. So it's African people who are framing this as xenophobia. We're framing it, you say. Okay.
I want to know what women is so desperate that they dating African men. We talking about a group of men that were so terrible at pleasing women, they just cut the dances they couldn't find it. She ain't needed.
This young lady is talking about FGM. I don't know what FGM has to do with the braiding shops. But apparently FGM is funny now.
You want to boycott anything, bitch, boycott them strong ass fingers. Because y'all are responsible for the majority of African Americans not having edges. That's all y'all did was come over here.
Again, this has nothing to do with the braiding shops just jumping on the opportunity to attack Africans.
The video to show y'all where just watch this African woman explain to you why she's a parasite. Because that's all she just explained was parasitism.
This young man just called Africans parasites because a woman said in her video that her main purpose of coming to America and any foreign country is to work. I think this one is self-explanatory.
When we go to a business going forward, we look for all them little click-clacks, y'all mother. Yeah, we look for all that you and the doo-doo and the bobo and the moto.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but making fun of people's cultural names, is that not xenophobic? Trigger warning on this one. This one was sent to me by a mutual. For those of you who say that this is only online and will never carry out in person, this video is for you.
Stop the police. Go back to your motherfucking heritage. Stop playing with me. I wish death for part of y'all playing.
You know what's ironic about these unnecessary and baseless fights? Black Americans are always speaking up against racism and how they are mistreated by white racists, yet they turn around and treat their own distant cousins the same exact way. In the videos you just watched, you can see black people talking crap about African food, African culture, insulting African names, and planning to call ICE on Africans. And these are the exact same things they suffer at the hands of white supremacists. You would expect people who are living on the benefit of the suffering and sacrifices of their forebears would take care not to inflict the same injury on others. And you know what's funny? The same woman who was threatening to call ICE on Africans claimed in one video that the only reason African braiders see any patronage from Black American women is because the Black American braiders are fully booked. But this same woman praising these Black American braiders was also threatening to report them for bad services. I mean, make it make sense.
Look, I heard y'all Africans talking shit, talking about how y'all need y'all and all this stuff. Really, I just want to keep it a buck with y'all. The only reason why we go to African hair braiding shops is because the black girls, the Black American girls be booked up. That's the only reason. I mean, we go to African hair braiding at the drop of a dime. We call you as our last resort. We need something today because we got to go out of town tomorrow. It's a last resort type shit. I mean, we really don't be using y'all like that. We would much rather go to our Black American girls to get our hair done. That's it for me. That's the last motherfucking straw. I promise you. I promise you. Because I be looking online trying to find somewhere to get my hair done. Every motherfucking place on there is talking about something. You got to come with your hair washed and blow dried. Bitch, that's your job. You know what I'm doing from now on? I'm calling the board on you motherfuckers. Every bitch that I see in that motherfucking bio, something you gotta wash and blow dry your hair before you come to the salon. I am calling the board on you. You're going down.
It's funny, I rarely get my hair braided, and I just went to the African braiding shop, and here y'all is talk about y'all boycotting these folks. What is we boycotting them for? Please help me understand. Like, I understand that the Black American girls do know how to braid hair and stuff like that, but you can't just walk up in their shop. You gotta buy your own hair. They be charging $300 plus, just all these extra add-on fees. In the African shop, you got two people on your head. It ain't, you know what you're paying for, you know what you're getting. Like, it is what it is. You can get food, you can get up, take a break, whatever. Like, what is we boycotting? And then it's like, y'all boycott everything else. Why the fuck y'all ain't boycott Lululemon? Why the fuck y'all ain't boycott Gucci? Why the fuck, why we not boycotting that? Like, why y'all not boycotting the shit that really need to be boycotted? Like, I don't be understanding it. The brains don't be braining. The thoughts don't be talking, because boycott who, baby? Do y'all see how neat? Girl.
And if you think for 1 second that I'm going back to subjecting myself to hey boo text,
the day of my appointment and paying $200 for 6 stitch braids, you're out of your fucking mind. And if you think I'm finna give up jollof rice and a goosey soup, you've lost your marbles, okay? And if you think I'm going back to partying where there's no one dancing, everybody just standing around, and there's no Afro beats, there's no Amapiano, you see this? My badge of honor, okay? I am an Amapiano warrior. I'm not going back. So who's boycotting Africans? Who?
Yes, finally, y'all, we are boycotting African braiding shops. Like, I'm sick of these Africans taking my money, especially the ones that can do boho knotless braids down your back for under $300. Oh, especially the ones where hair is included. Like, if y'all know any of those braiding shops, like, please let me know, specifically in the Nashville area, so I can be the first to boycott, because I'm sick of thinking about that. I'm just sick and tired of them, especially when they can do hair under 5 hours because multiple ladies are working on your hair at the same time. Like, I wanted to sit on the chair for longer. Like, I'm just mad thinking about it, especially the ones that wash your hair before the appointment. Like, I'm just getting mad thinking about it. So like let me know, like, and the rates and like where they're at and like a number to like call them, like to let them know that I'm boycotting, because like we can't stand for this. And like, let me know their availability for braiding next week, because like I got a trip coming up, and like, you know, I want to boycott before I go. So like, just let me know.
So I heard August 1st is the day that the girlies are talking about they want to boycott African braiding businesses and African businesses as a whole. Why don't you start today? Why don't you start today? Like, don't wait. Don't give yourself a week. Start today. Because at this point, this discussion, the diaspora wars, the colorism talks, is dangerous. Like, it's dangerous. And as Black people, we are not progressing. Because how can you sit there and say, off of like one experience, off of this, off of that, I'm just going to cut ties with African businesses? Like, let's be honest. You're going to the beauty supply store, you're supporting the Asians. Mind you, you still have to walk out and show your receipt. Clearly they don't trust you, but you still support that. Now let's go into the clothes that you want on your back and the fashions that you guys dream of getting. These European brands, y'all not boycotting them, but y'all still spending a bag in Gucci, Louis, Prada, and you can't even feel comfortable to just walk around and just shop. But y'all not boycotting that business. But you want to boycott African braiding shops and African businesses because of an experience? Living in New York as a Nigerian American, I used to go to Harlem to get my hair braided. A time to be alive was when them aunties was recruiting you from the train. And as you're walking to the braiding shop, you're negotiating the price of how much your braids are going to be. Back then, before the pandemic, braids was like $60 to $80. That was a time to be alive in New York. Okay, I would travel all the way from Brooklyn to Harlem to get my braids done. Whoever got on this damn app and started opening their mouths and said, oh yeah, in Harlem they doing braids for $120, they doing braids for $140. Now it's $200. And now you have to book appointments. Never in my New York City life have I ever had to book an appointment to go to Harlem.
Respectfully, I'm not boycotting no African braiding shops. I'm not. Y'all gonna have to beat me up about it. I don't give a fuck. I'm bald-headed. I cut my hair. And when my hair was about this thick, this long, they was able to put box braids into my hair. Knotless box braids. I was able to get my hair cornrow. My African braiding shop, they take out my braids, wash my hair, detangle it, and then put in new braids. Without an appointment. I get my braids done in 4 hours. 4 hours. I can order food to the African braiding shops. I can have my friends sit in the African braiding shops with me. I don't even gotta ask. Shit, if I have kids, I could probably sit my kids in the African braiding shops and I don't have to ask. They have AC in my African braiding shop and a flat screen TV. Each mirror is a LED light mirror. Okay? The African braiding shops has developed. I'll be damned if I have to sit there and read a fucking policy to get my hair fucking braided. I don't have to put a deposit with the African braiders. Each African braider that touch my head fucking eats down. I don't gotta pick somebody. Whoever gets me, I'm blessed to have. I don't gotta bring my own hair.
I don't have to bring my own braiding hair. Shit, sometimes I don't even have to bring my own human hair if I don't want to. Okay, they have whatever color you want, actually. So I don't know where we boycotting the African braiders. I'm not. I'm sorry, I'm not. And I won't. My African braiders are 24 hours. You see, it's 11 p.m. right now as I'm making this video. And I need to get cornrows done tomorrow morning. If I wanted to leave my house right now to go get my cornrows done right now, I could have got it done. Without an appointment. Boycott what?
Now, the second reason I believe this dumb protest is happening on August 1st is the Essence Festival this year. According to a lot of Black Americans, Essence Fest, an event that was originally designed to celebrate Black American culture, was inundated with Africans this year. And it didn't feel like an African American event, it felt like a celebration of African culture.
Africans had to take over Essence Fest because nobody wants to hear or participate in what they got going on. Trust me, if Essence Fest was pure African, nobody would go. You see how nobody went this year because we found out it was African. If it had been African this whole time, nobody would show up because nobody's interested in what they got going on. They're a whole continent full of uninteresting people and uninteresting culture. They're a continent full of people who have to live in the past. They talk about the times when they were from Egypt. Egypt is only one part of Africa. It's the north part of Africa and it's one country. I really only got respect for Ethiopia and Egypt. That's it. Everybody else is pretty much hogwash. I mean, what do they got going on themselves? They take pride in something that happened 3,000 years ago. The closest thing that Africa has done is the Moors. Oh my gosh. And that was like from the year 711 to like the 1400s. 600 years ago. In the last 600 years, they have done nothing relative except take over our culture.
Essence Fest is whack and wash now because it's run by a bunch of Africans. There is no Black American culture that is reflected in Essence Fest anymore. Essence's CEO is an African. The chief, one of their chief top level executives and officers is an African. The person that owns Essence Ventures is an African. So what used to be a celebration of Black American culture, the culture that is ours, the culture that we built from the ground up, the culture that Black Americans influenced the world through, has now been co-opted by some African diaspora, Pan-African, whatever, and a lot of Black people are just not feeling it. Now, I went to Essence Fest for the first time a couple of years ago. I think it was like Nicki Minaj, New Edition, and Janet Jackson were the headliners. It was absolutely incredible. It was a celebration of Black Americanness. There were Black people in and up and through it. It was a pure celebration of Black American culture and Black American heritage. But now that it's been co-opted by a bunch of Africans, it seems that nobody cares because they don't set culture for this world. We do. And until Essence Fest gets back to the Black Americans who created it and founded it and lead the culture, it will continue to fail with those Africans in charge.
I actually attended Essence Fest this weekend, unlike a lot of people who had takes about it and opinions about it. I am an influencer for context, but I did not get invited to Essence Fest as an influencer, so I wasn't like on a brand's payroll or anything like that. I went to all of the events and I paid for the ones that were paid. I stood in line, no VIP section, like the regular folk, okay? I lied. This is not my first Essence Fest, so I do have something to compare it to a little bit. My first time at Essence was in 2018, I believe. So pre-COVID, I really feel like I got a really good experience. Howsoever, the rhetoric that I have been seeing on here is spooky ooky, okay? This foundational Black Americans versus Africans talking point diaspora war, oh my God, it's giving propaganda to the fullest. It's giving we have CIA agents in place. First of all, the term foundational Black American, immediate dog whistle. And this is coming from somebody who's Black American. I thought it was one offhanded comment that somebody just said in the comment section because y'all know people always be on their diaspora wars. But then I saw influencers that I follow making videos about it, multiple influencers. There are people in comment sections just really going in on this whole topic. Try to nickel and dime people's ethnicity as the one blame point or scapegoat for people's negative experience this year. Wow. We could stoop that low, and yet here we are. I'm also just appalled at how far this conversation has gotten, considering the genetic makeup of New Orleans. And how integral both African and Caribbean culture are to New Orleans. In addition to the establishment of some of the most varied Black American ethnicities, like New Orleans literally has it all. We're talking about direct descendants of enslaved Africans. We're talking about Creole culture. We're talking post-Haitian Revolution, the Haitians coming over and bringing voodoo, which New Orleans is now known for. I'm just really sick of us having conversations about Black American identity as if we exist in silo, as if there isn't cross-cultural exchange between all groups of the diaspora. And again, coming from a Black American who does absolutely think y'all need to put some respect on our name. But I'm so confused.
Now, this is the lineup of all the artists who performed at Essence Fest. I can see the video here who's a Nigerian like me, but the vast majority of performers here are Black Americans. So how was this event taken over by Africans? And by the way, if the current owners of Essence Fest are Africans, why can't a little of African culture be added to the festival? A lot of people who are doing everything in their power to be offended by this event are pointing to an article posted last year documenting a partnership between Essence Fest and the National Council for Arts and Culture in Nigeria. Now, this partnership was not designed to alienate the Black Americans, but to unify all Black people. But the problem is that a lot of Black Americans love isolation so much that they not only try to fight away every other race, including their own, but many of them are even still unsure of what this culture is that they are trying to protect in the first place. Right now, there are some Black Americans who strongly believe that they are the original Native Americans. They are literally trying to steal the Native American culture.
African Americans are not from Africa. Colored people, Black people are not from Africa. We are not the same. We are the indigenous people of these lands, right? When Columbus came here, we were the people that he saw. Copper-colored people, twisted up hair, look just like me. But the thing is, a lot of people around the world are very upset of this revelation, which doesn't make sense. Because why do y'all always pick and choose when to be our enemy and when to not be our enemy? When we rapping and singing and dancing and playing basketball and football and baseball and all these other things, y'all love us. Oh my gosh, look at them. They're so great. Look at how they do it. Yeah, look at them dancing. But the moment we start speaking on how to better our people, better our communities, y'all turn against us. Y'all shut down.
But when I say that Black people are the Indians, I'm telling the truth. We are the goddamn Indians. We've been the Indians the whole time. Your ass has been living under a false ass history.
There's a really strange phenomenon happening on social media where a very small group of African Americans are claiming to be the real Native Americans in the United States. And if that claim seems to be completely outlandish to you, you're not alone, because it's actually pseudo-archaeology, which is the practice of interpreting the past using methods, theories, or assumptions that directly contradict archaeological and scientific methods. These narratives often distort, misrepresent, or completely fabricate evidence to uphold their claims. Their arguments are all over the board and harmful to indigenous people because they are steeped in white supremacy and settler colonialism. Let's take a look at a few of their arguments and dismantle them. First, the Siberian argument. They like to make the argument that indigenous people are not truly indigenous because we are the descendants of the ancient people who migrated from Siberia 15 to 30,000 years ago. Let me put that in context for you. 15,000 years ago, the Ice Age was still happening. Woolly mammoths and saber-toothed tigers were still roaming the earth. The Sahara Desert was still green. And if you want to apply that argument to anyone else here, right now, let's take white Americans, for example. You would have to call them Middle Easterners because Europe at that time was under ice. The Siberian argument reeks of settler colonialism because it erases Native history and works to destabilize Native land rights and legal protections. Because if no one is truly indigenous, then there are no obligations, no treaties to uphold, no lands to return, and no justice to pursue.
Some black people are subscribing to indigenous erasure, claiming that they are the true Native Americans or true indigenous people to Canada and the United States, and we are not. Now, I don't want to have a debate or even go into the details of that utterly ridiculous, stupid idea, but what I want to know is, when did you guys decide to turn against us? When did the crazies among you begin to present theories like this that took hold in your communities? Because as far as I've always known my whole life, we've been good. And I don't just have a few black friends. I was actually raised by a black man in a black American neighborhood, in a black family who still considers me family. So I just want to know, when did you guys start losing your damn minds, man? Because I have always known you to be good, compassionate, logical people. And now every other day, I see tons of black people on this app trying to cancel us, man. And to be honest, that shit breaks my heart.
I mean, how do you protect a culture when there is no unanimous agreement on what that culture is? Some of you are claiming to be Israelites. Some are claiming to be Africans. Another group is claiming to be the Native Americans, while another group is also claiming that you are Egyptians. At this point, I am forced to believe that there is something wrong with the black race. And I'm saying this as a black African woman. We have this divisive nature in us, which I don't know how it originated, but it is there. We see it as a taboo to unite and collectively defend ourselves against our common oppressor. Right now, as you're watching this video, Ghanaians are protesting against Nigerians in their country and forcing Nigerians to leave. South Africa has had many occurrences of xenophobic attacks against other African nationalities living in their country, and are unaliving other Africans in broad daylight unprovoked because they want them to leave as well. And now we have the black Americans who, for some weird reason, believe that they are supposed to be the superior version of the black race. The same thing the white supremacists believe. And the black Americans, who we consider to be cousins, are angry with Africans because they had issues with them at braiding salons, and because they felt offended that the festival, which was packed with black American artists, vendors and attendees, was not black American enough this year, just because the African owners of Essence Fest wanted to include Africans. What is so bad with having Nigerians, South Africans, Kenyans, Caribbeans, and other black nationalities at your events? Anyway, that's where the video ends for today. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons and turn on your notifications if you like my commentary channel and you want to see more of my videos. Until I come your way again, take care and bye-bye.